Could you live to be 100? Is that possible? More importantly, could you live to be 100 plus and be really healthy? You know, I talk to people all the time and I ask them how old they want to live to be. And the answer I usually get back is, well, I don't want to get real old. I don't want to be in a nursing home. I don't want to be old and feeble. I don't want to be a burden to my family. But what if you could live to be 100 plus and be able to go play 3 sets of tennis, followed by 18 holes of golf, followed by going water skiing? Now, do you want to be 100? Or maybe even 110? How old would you really like to be if you could be healthy? If you could actually be healthy, is 120 possible? I think it is. My goal now is actually to live to be 150. My mission, see if I can take you with me. How on earth would that possibly be possible to live past 100 and be healthy and be doing things and be vibrant? You know, I look at it this way. I'm about to turn 60. And for the last 10 years, I've really been training for my new career that I'm going to be doing the next 60 years, which is health and wellness, which is helping people through whatever sources I have available to make their lives better and to provide information. And so that's what we're trying to do here. But today, I just want to plant the seed. What if you could be 100 plus and be really, really healthy? Well, here's how that's potentially possible. The breakthroughs in DNA research, in your ability to look at how you're built, how you're constructed, and make decisions based on that construction, i.e., are you a fast metabolizer or a slow metabolizer? That matters. What kind of exercise should we be doing? You can now find that out from your DNA. What things might you be predisposed to not handle well, like milk, or how much sleep do you need? A lot of things that we can now learn by doing a simple DNA test, but it's going so much farther than that. There's a book out, and it's called Lifespan, and it's by Dr. Sinclair. If you kind of want to get the skinny on the latest research, they think they've isolated the gene that controls aging, that decides how that works. And if they could isolate that and you could have more of it, would you age slower? Well, they think so. Matter of fact, they're pretty sure of it. So if you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s and you could get to age 60 and still be really healthy, I really believe that at the rate science and technology are discovering things, that if you could make it to 60 today, the science is going to change so fast over the next 20 years. And if you're 60 today, you should live to be 80 if you're 60 and healthy. If you're 65 and healthy or 70 and healthy, 80 should be very much in the cards. So as science comes up with new breakthroughs during that period of time, you'll be able to take advantage of them. I'll be able to take advantage of them, which would do what? Hopefully extend our healthy lifespan, which would do what? Allow time for more breakthroughs in science. So the DNA thing actually is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, in the last 2 years, I've known about fasting, but I've discovered it and started to use it and started to coach people to use it. My youngest daughter, who now has a 6-month-old baby boy, my grandson, told me the other day that, we started talking about intermittent fasting, and, she wanted to get that baby weight off. And when she started doing the intermittent fasting, which was eat dinner, wait and do a late lunch the next day every day, and started doing that 3 or 4 months. And she came in here a couple of days ago and she said, "Look, Dad, the fasting deal works." it does more than help with weight control. There's studies out now. We know that the American diet, the standard American diet, we just eat way too much. Just way too many freaking calories. The average American has 100,000 calories stored. So people all the time say, well, how could you go 2 or 3 days without eating? Oh my God, if you're doing 2,000 calories a day and you've got 100,000 calories stored, that's 50 days worth stored in here somewhere, right? So the average American doesn't have a problem with having hunger and or malnourishment be the problem with not eating. But the cool thing about the discoveries that have been made, we now know that less is more. That putting your body in a state of hungry, in a state where it's looking for what the next meal is going to be, that fasted state triggers or speeds up a process called autophagy. And if you go back and look a couple years ago, guy won the Nobel Prize for really defining autophagy, which is the process where if you're not feeding your body, if you're not putting food in, the body begins to look for what you have already stored that it's going to use. And it will break apart even toxins and viruses looking for protein chains and fat chains that it can use. And it will rearrange unhealthy cells through autophagy, take the pieces out that are still really good, give those where they can best be used, and kind of take out the trash with the rest of it. So this autophagy process can clean you out. It helps your body speed up the process of getting underperforming or poor performing cells out. Do you think if you turned over the process faster, got the bad out and the good in, actually by eating less, let's see, bad out, good in, might that extend life? Well, there's studies out there that say not only might it, that it would. We're studying things, I mean, I've been on a 2-year binge study of mitochondrial function. And if you don't know what a mitochondria is, there's these little organelles that are inside every cell in your body except red blood cells, a couple other things. But by and large, they make this substance called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That's what you run on. You don't run on cheeseburger. Your whole digestive system, all of your stomach, your intestines, everything's breaking things down to usable pieces for the mitochondria to make ATP. And we'll go into a lot more detail. I'll do a series and we'll have a playlist here on what I call mighty mitochondria. They run you. They are the power source that runs you. But as we learn how to take better care of them, they turn around and take better care of us. The more efficient they are at making energy, the more efficient you are. The less waste that's produced, the better everything runs, including your heart, your brain, your liver, your kidneys. If everything was optimal, do you think that might make a difference in how long you get to stay here? Well, we know it does. So there are so many things happening, like, for example, our scanning ability. The scans we can do now detect things down much smaller. You can find things much earlier if you could listen to that still small voice. And if something just doesn't feel right, you can have it looked at today at a level that you never used to be able to do. We have the opportunity now to actually get better food. Now, most choose not to do that. If you're getting 3 or 4 meals a week handed to you in a paper bag through a window, odds are that's not real nutritious food. But if you want to, just like I had yesterday, my grass-fed, grass-finished meat showed up from Butcher Box. They bring it right to the house, goes right in the freezer, and I get clean, grass-fed, grass-finished, free-range chicken, heritage pork, wild-caught salmon right to my house. so I don't have to worry about eating a bunch of steroids and antibiotics through commercial beef. That opportunity exists today. There are co-ops. It's pretty easy to get organic vegetables. It's pretty easy to identify GMO or non-GMO today and to get the non-GMO stuff. And it's getting easier and easier. The labeling requirements are getting better to cut sugar out and do other things. All these little things matter. They add up in your ability to be healthy longer and to see 100 or maybe 110 or maybe 120. Things like stem cell. I mean, I had stem cells done this year. My wife had stem cells done this year. I can tell you, it turned the clock back for me. It was extremely noticeable, and I'm extremely in touch with my body. So all of these things are coming, and they're coming like a freight train. And one of the things I'll do on our YouTube channel here is try to aggregate things for you. I know you don't have time to read 300 books, but maybe I do, or maybe I can plow through them faster. And I'll try to provide information and bring you the best of the best, like Dr. Sinclair's book on longevity. If you're looking for something on fasting, I'll put it down in the notes here. Dr. Fung's Complete Guide to Fasting, friggin' amazing. So this is kind of an overview. We'll do like a mitochondria, we'll do a whole playlist, but we'll bring you the best of the best, and then I'll tell you where to find it. If you want to go read the whole book, if you're happy with the synopsis we bring you, that's great, but I'll provide you the information, and I look forward to sharing all the things we've learned over the last 10 years and the things that are put in front of me daily. So many blessings to you and your family, and we'll be back soon. Listen, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and that little bell. That way you'll get a notice when Marisa or I post a new video, or when we do one together, which we do every chance we get. So many blessings again. Have a wonderful day. Until next time.